Alright, let me just do the house cleaning very quickly. Please sign up to the second channel if you can, if you please. Thank you. But let us get to the main event. Now, I want to emphasize, no issue. It's not a fight. It's not a drama thing. It's not a clash. Just that Alonzo put up basically an incorrect thing on his channel. I understand where he was coming from, and I don't disagree with the main intent, but he did get a fact wrong. So he's stating, as a fact, Rinder never, ever, ever mentioned the Loyalist op. What is that? Basically, it was like this counterintelligence operation he did against Gerry Armstrong. He basically pretended he was leaving Scientology to join Gerry as opposing the church. He was not leaving the church. He was just pretending to entrap Gerry. And he used a spy, Eugene, who was basically worked for the police, then started working for Scientology. It's very, very suspicious, very, very iffy. And Alonzo stated on his channel, one of his posts, that, as a fact, Rinder has never, ever mentioned Gerry and the Loyalist op. He did. He actually did do a blog post about this, and I just read it. It's on 2023. It isn't really about Gerry. In fact, it's about Dan Sherman. Apparently he's a speechwriter for Miscavige. And I was planning just to basically read out portions of it. I don't have to. I read the basic thing, so I can paraphrase. So unless Mike Rinder takes it down in the next 3 seconds, the essentials are, yes, he does actually admit to his role in it. And of course, it's Rinder, so he doesn't go into details. He says, yes, we set up a meetings with Mr. Armstrong as part of my op against him, the Loyalist op. So on and so forth. Again, the article is mainly about Dan, because he died recently. And it does tie to Gerry in a very interesting way. Gerry was doing the biography on Hubbard and helping out there, but then he left because the lying got so extraordinary. He was like, I cannot do this job. So they picked a new person, and that was Dan, and he was tasked with doing the biography. It didn't go anywhere because, again, it was all lies, so couldn't do anything. So he stuck around and did speeches for Miscavige, apparently being very well paid. And apparently Miscavige even took a liking to him, did a poem when he died and said, you, the speech, man, language, blah, 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 blah. So, not a major error. Again, the basic gist is correct that Rinder rarely talks about Gerry Armstrong. And whenever he does, he's very distortive. For the record, he's never apologized to Gerry. I think Gerry has affirmed many times he's received no apology, no retraction, no real attempt to make amends, because he'd have to take back legally saying, I hereby verify that Gerry Armstrong is of sound mind and body. I take back any statements questioning his mental sanity, etc., etc. So Gerry's pretty clear that for years and years, Mike has never quit doing ops against him. And it keeps continuing against Mike Flynn, his lawyer, and himself. The basic gist is correct that Mike Rinder's a monster. Don't believe him. He is a monster. However, factually speaking, he did technically mention the Loyalist op and Gerry. And as far as I know, he got the basic gist correct. He does admit he was part of this very weird spy operation in the 1980s. However, what Alonzo said in his post is mostly correct. They've continued to do ops against Gerry far beyond the 1980s. Again, even in the 90s when, guess who? Mike Rinder was head of OSA, the spy wing of Scientology. So the basic contours are correct that Rinder has minimized Gerry Armstrong, but I think we have to be careful about the facts that saying he never talks about Gerry. No, sometimes he does. He always lies about Gerry. Well, I'd have to say 99% of the time he does lie about Gerry. However, he does sometimes admit to a few facts. See, Rinder is not a complete idiot. He does know people use the internets. So they've searched Gerry. They know Gerry exists, so he can't deny his existence. He can't deny everything about Gerry. So he'll probably admit to the basic. Yeah, I ran OSA. Yeah, we ran some ops against this guy. This is one of the ops. Alright, stop asking questions. Let's move on. I want to concentrate on Mr. Dan Sherman and make fun of Miscavige. So, for the record, Alonzo messed up. It's a minor issue, but I want to be clear that we don't slide down any rope and not be accused of partisanship. Alonzo's mostly a good guy. No issue with most of his research. I'm actually shocked because usually his research is 100% sharp, but he did mess up. It's a minor mistake, but again, I want full clarity on both sides that I am not, quote, gonna favor someone even when they get things wrong. We can get things wrong. It's fine.